everyone? Zach Hart and Carlos Hart are back in the studio. Welcome back to another episode of Shift Up, where we have the best fantasy soccer lineups in town. So for this episode, we're going to give our best starting 11 of all the teams that are in the semifinals. And hopefully this video comes out and you're listening to it before any of those games start. And well, I suppose we should just get right into it and start at right back. Or no, let's start at keeper.
Okay, starting at keeper. Just to preface, this entire list is made almost entirely based off of our opinions from their most recent performances because, you know, there are some players who did really well in the group stage that might not be doing as well currently, right? So not to say that there are bad players or that, you know, your favorite player might not be in here, but just prefacing that, this is going off of probably the recent two performances that have led to the semis.
And that is true. Zach and I made our own lists as well. So this is kind of a composite version of both of our lineups.
For the starting 11, we are doing a 4-3-3. So if you know what that is, you can just follow along and it'll make a lot more sense. And so for those of you guys don't know, that's going to be, obviously a goalkeeper is in the back, right? 4 defenders, which includes a right back, left back, 2 center backs, 3 center midfielders. So there would be one on the left, one in the middle, one on the right, and then 3 attackers up top, a left winger, right winger, and a striker in the middle.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Hey, yep. Some players might be out of position. That's usually how these sort of things work. Just as an example, right? Like we take Messi, who has played center forward at this tournament and right wing, or a right midfielder. If if Messi is beat out on right midfielder, but he's not beat out at striker, then we would put Messi at striker, if that makes sense. So we have players that are able to play different positions that might be better than players that are actually in that other position. So just wanted to clear that up if it makes sense, but we'll explain it if it happens.
There was much discussion and much disagreement, but I believe that we settled on one to pitch to everybody listening, which I hope is a lot of you.
All right, so starting off in goalkeeper, we do have Pickford.
We both agreed on this one.
Yeah, we actually did. Yeah, especially in that last match and probably the match before. I think he was really that backbone, man. I mean,
yeah, if Morocco was still in the tournament, my pick would definitely be Bono.
Same here.
But Pickford, he's great under pressure. His distribution is really smart, and I think he just has good chemistry with his teammates that kind of elevates him. You know, against Norway, he was good. Against Mexico, he was really, really great as well, especially in such harsh conditions. Because as we all know, you and I, Zach, we know that it's very difficult to play at the Azteca.
Of course, man. But yeah, no, very influential. I think there are some times where, you know, he's a little shaky in terms of build up and like he does a little sometimes too risky things, but he hasn't made a complete error so far, you know? But yeah, Mexico, he was incredible and he made a bunch of saves against Norway. So yeah, very good on him. Let's move to these defenders, man. Who do you have well, not who do you have? Who do we have at center back?
Our center backs are Upamecano for France and Romero from Argentina. What speaks to you about those two players?
Yeah, I mean, Argentina in particular, Romero, as you said before, like when we were talking about this, he's more of that bigger presence that they don't really have. And he's really influential when it comes to clearing the ball out, like on the jump, on the header, and I guess getting in the box on those attacking situations. But in the last game in particular, him and Lisandro Martinez pretty much had, in the latter half of the game, they pretty much had it on lockdown, to be honest. And the way they defend well together is just incredible. Lisandro Martinez is a little more, you know, on the attacking side, but Romero in that backbone, like, I think we both agreed that he's a perfect fit for Argentina.
At left back, we have Cucurella from Spain.
He's been influential too, especially in the start of this knockout stage. In particular, I thought he was doing really good. But yeah, I had originally had a different left back in this position, and we kind of agreed that Cucurella overall, like in these past 2 games, has really shown up in his position.
Yeah, absurdly creative, and he runs for the entire 90 minutes, and you know he just looks so much better for Spain than at the club level, which I know is slanderous, but I really liked watching him play thus far. And at right back, kind of a similar style of player, his heat map shows him,
Mm-hmm.
all along that entire right wing. I have Koundé from France.
Mm-hmm.
But we have Koundé from France.
Exactly. We do have Koundé. You originally did have Koundé. I did have a different right back, but again, I mean, we obviously agreed just because of how hard he works and how well he is in that position, especially. Yeah, I mean, you kind of see another right back that can kind of play center back. Like those kind of how Arsenal does it. Their outside backs can play center back, and it's more of like you get a really complete outside back, to be honest, and not only just in defending but in the build up. So I did love that pick for sure. So on left center midfielder, we went with McAllister. It was definitely him and Fabian Ruiz, who are two influential midfielders in that last game. I mean, they both had goals. What kind of edged McAllister out was the 120-minute shift that he put in with a lot of defensive work, and that kind of got the edge over Fabian Ruiz. Just because Fabian Ruiz, he went out early and stuff. But yeah, McAllister, I think he played an incredible game. I mean, he got the goal, but he was definitely influential in the build-up as well. So who do we got on the right, man?
One of the few that we agreed on right away was Rodri for Spain.
Especially in that last game, man. Like he looked really good.
Yeah, it makes me wish that Spain kind of scored more so that it kind of reflects the type of work that he does. But, that's just not their style of play. But yeah, he's so good for this Spain team in the way he kind of sets the pace of the game. He really helps Spain play the way that they want to.
And for our central midfielder, this is more of a cam, like, an attacking midfielder, but it's no one other than Jude Bellingham. We agreed on that straight away.
Yeah, he's been Mr. World Cup for England this entire time. He's, especially good when he's linking up with Harry Kane, but by himself, he's just really good at positioning. He knows where to be on the field. Against Mexico, he never stopped pressing and kind of forced Mexico into playing the way that they did for those last 20 minutes of the game. And then, of course, against Norway, he just had really good positioning. He was able to pick up that dropped ball from the keeper and was able to put it in the back of the net. It's just really a really quality player. I don't see how you don't even consider him for a starting 11, unless you just don't like him, then that's fine. Yeah, he made it into my starting 11 immediately.
Yeah, for sure. So let's move on to them wingers, man. Who we got on the left?
We have Ousmane Dembele at the left. One of 3, I guess, players to score a hat trick at this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been really good for France, especially on both sides of the field. I mean, he usually sticks to that right wing on the field, the way that France plays, but he plays really good on the left as well. You'll see him switch when they need an extra man or creativity on that side of the field, depending on how their tactics change throughout the game. But yeah, he's really versatile, really useful. I admittedly did have to be convinced, but he's there. He's up front for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's incredible for sure. All right, so moving on to the right, we talked about this one pretty in depth.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these are 2 incredible players. But the one we went with was Lamine Yamal on the right hand side. I mean, there's no doubt that in terms of just off of pure knowledge of the game and knowing how to play that right winger position perfectly in the way that, everybody really wants that right winger to play, just without a doubt creating opportunities and driving at people and making things happen. I mean, he's the most successful dribbler of this tournament so far, and I don't think that's even ridiculous to say. I think that's well within his repertoire. He barely slips in for us, or for me at least.
Mm-hmm. Let's put the cherry on the cake, shall we?
Yep. I wonder if you guys could guess who this is at striker. Who could it be? Embolo.
It is another M name, though.
Yeah, it is an M name. Oh, man. Probably the best player in this tournament right now.
Kylian Mbappe.
What a player. Really nothing needs to be said, to be honest. if he's not up there for you, I mean, you probably just want to watch all of the quarterfinal games again.
Yeah, he plays at striker in a way for France, or how depending on how much you want to split hairs, he plays center forward for France in a way that he doesn't for Madrid, over these past few seasons, but he's just really electric. He just looks so efficient because it feels like at Madrid he could be scoring like 60 goals a season. Not saying he doesn't score a lot now, but
yeah. Almost 50, right?
yeah, he's just really good in this France team. He seems to really enjoy playing for France, and consistency in his production during this World Cup. That's what places him at that center forward spot for us.
Yeah, undoubtedly top 3 players in this tournament, hands down. So yeah, when you're watching the semifinal games, keep an eye out for these players because they'll definitely put in a shift, and you won't be disappointed.
Before we wrap up, let's name off our subs and where we would play them.
All right, let's get it.
For the subs, we did not impose that rule upon ourselves to agree. So we may have some of the same, but I think for the most part, we'll have a different 5 subs, and we'll talk about where we'd play them.
Okay.
Do you want to go bar for bar, or do you want to list all 5 of yours?
We can go bar for bar. Obviously, I don't know if we have the same exact positions in here, but I'll start with like a midfielder first that I play in the midfield, probably either Cam or right wing, and that's Olise.
I also have Olise. I would play him in that center attacking mid position as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think I'd play him anywhere else.
He's just done so well.
Yeah, I don't get the sense that he's necessarily uncomfortable on either the left or the right wing, but I think playing him through the middle is probably the safest bet.
I do have, and my last midfielder, like that would be playing probably in the center, is Anderson from England. I thought he had a really good shift, especially with Declan Rice coming off early. I think he was very influential on both sides of the ball. Maybe not as much on the attacking side, but it's just a game where almost everything he did looked pretty much perfect.
My last midfielder as well would be Mikel Merino.
Super sub, man.
Yeah, very clutch for Spain, and I don't think he's a bad choice.
Yeah. Moving on to, I have 2 attackers, and the one that barely scraped the right wing spot is Lionel Messi. He kind of speaks for himself, so he definitely deserves a spot.
I have Messi as a sub as well, and I'd probably play him in the same position, right wing.
Mm-hmm. Or center forward. It really doesn't. I know he's playing more of a center forward-ish role, because even in the last game he was up with Martinez. But yeah, next for me is Harry Kane. But he would be playing, obviously, he'd be playing center back. So yeah,
he'd be playing keeper for me.
But yeah, no, obviously a center forward position. I have Harry Kane as well.
I also have Harry Kane, and I would play him up front.
Man, so one more sub left, man. Who you got?
For my last sub, I chose Dan Burn, and he could replace either Upamecano or Romero in my lineup. I just thought he did really well in that substitution against Mexico. He blocked a lot of shots and crosses, and I don't want to speak too soon, but I think he's a bit underrated defensively, at least in the World Cup. I'm not exactly sure where else I've seen him, but he definitely made it into my substitutions for me.
Yeah, respected, man, respected. Last one I'm going with is Molina, the right back for Argentina. I think he just brings an energy, and he can play also right back or left back. He can pretty much do it all. And I mean, we saw it, like, if they don't have anything going for them, he always somehow finds his way in the attacking third. And then next thing you know, he's just right back on defense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he definitely puts in a shift. So we can't wait to see what more he has in store. So I guess that's a wrap on the subs, right?
Yeah, it's a wrap on everything, actually.
Yeah, the whole tournament's done. Everything's done, guys.
Yeah, if you guys think we're absolutely wrong about our semifinal lineup, then feel free to tell us.
Oh yeah, for
what
sure.
we got wrong.
We'd love to hear different opinions for sure. So yeah, I think it's a good list. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it's the objectively correct list.
You're right.
Yeah.
You are correct. Yep.
Hey, you're probably looking at our end screen right now. The best way to support us is to like and share the video.
All the support means a lot. Feel free to join the Discord if you want to engage in more conversation.
Or follow us on Instagram.
Or TikTok.
That's true. We do have a TikTok.
Yeah, we'll link it all in the bio. It's all in the Discord. Join up, and we'd love to talk to you guys.
See you in another week.